Right, okay, this will be our first look at Adobe Express. Pardon me, my voice is a bit croaky this morning. If you've ever looked at any of the Adobe applications, particularly things like Photoshop, you know they have considerable learning curves. Adobe Express isn't bad. There's quite a few things we can do with it, fairly straightforward in terms of developing your material for the Life Cost and Health project. First I want to talk a little bit about images. Lots of images available, of course, on the internet. So I've just done a search here for urban walks, and if you click on images, it'll bring up quite a lot, which we may want to use. You may want to use in your images, for images for your posters or whatever. But we do need to be aware of a number of things, and one is image rights. And at the moment, I've just got this set for all licenses. I'm looking at DuckDuckGo here, the search engine, but it will be true in all the search engines you use. Using these images are okay for stuff which we're just going to do in the module. However, if you're going to use these for posters which are more posters or leaflets or whatever, web, social media posts, etc., that may be widely circulated, you need to think about using Creative Commons licenses. So whatever search engine you use, it'll be something like this. And there's a number of things. Creative Commons just basically means they're out there generally. Some of them may need acknowledgement. Some of them may be in the public domain, some may be free to share and use. So if we click on that, we'll see the images change. Still lots of quite useful ones, which we can potentially use as a basis. And one of the things we can do in Adobe Express is remove backgrounds. Of course, we can add text and lots of other things. So be aware of this. Right, okay, over to Adobe Express. Right, again, as usual, there's lots of options and there's lots of things which can be sometimes a little bit hard to parse. So we'll have a look at just a couple of things, just to start us off with. We'll probably have a look at start from your content and text to image, and then maybe have a quick look at some of the options. Perhaps have a look at a presentation or a flyer. Right, okay, so I'll start from your content, which will just bring up a blank canvas now. I've got some images there. I've got an image for the Echo Shop. I'll bring in stuff from other things a bit later on from other projects. And we open that up, create new, and we're going to do, in this case, we'll do a poster. Right, so we'll have a chunk to do itself. Worked quite quickly, that one. Right, so there's our little image there. Now, one of the obvious things you might want to do here is add text. So we just click on the text button, and we'll find there's lots of different sort of preformed text options, which may be used for a good start. We'll talk later on about ensuring compliance with British Dyslexia Association guidelines and Universal Design for Learning principles in general terms, but we'll just pick this. It's a new post. Right, so very basic stuff at the moment. Right, now if you want to change that, we can change that. So we'll change that to newer post. Resize it so it fits. You can alter the orientation. There's lots of things you can do. One of the useful things, the most useful things I think we're going to find to be quite useful, is that we can, assuming we've selected the text, we can then translate into a different. Right, so up here's an option, translate. Over here it's detected English. We'll just pick a random language, Danish. Click on duplicate and translate. So what it's done is duplicated the image and hopefully translated that into Danish. That's going to be potentially quite useful. Okay, so that's the very basics of starting from an image of your own. There's lots of other stuff we can do. We can make this bigger, we can send it to the back, lots of things we can do, but we'll explore them as we go through other parts of Adobe Express. Right, so I've taken us back to the Adobe Express main menu, and there's this interesting thing here, generate text images from a detailed text description. The keyword there is detailed. If you've tried any of these AI image generators, you can find they'll be a little bit hard to get stuff out of. But we'll open it up and we'll have a little play. Now, Right, so in this case it's done a it's what it always pops up with immediately. A seahorse in a colourful coral garden, intricate detail. We can change that to something else. One things you might want to do is just have a look online for examples. So there's a little Adobe thing here talking about what AI generators are, how to write prompts, which is an art form in itself, how to be consistent, and some examples down here. So we'll grab this example, Control C to copy that, create an image of a vintage red convertible driving along a winding coastal road at sunset, with the ocean waves crashing against rugged cliffs and the seagulls soaring in the sky. Right, okay, fair enough. We paste this into here. We'll notice it's an American spelling, but it should work in both American spellings. Right, we click on that and we click on generate. It will take a little while to do this. And then when it started, we'll get a number of images down here. Now we're going to modify them in a number of ways in a short while. One thing we'll notice is we can set up the different things. We set up to be we can change the colour. Lots of things we can do with that. Actually, it was a content type I was looking at. So the moment it's just set for none. Change it to photo. Generate. And we come up with some slightly different images. You can see they have a sort of generic feel to them. All of these AI image generators do. But we can edit things. So one of the things I'm going to do is get rid of the car. So I'm going to just have it create an image of a winding coastal road, etc, etc. Click on generate. The more complicated these prompts are, the longer it will take to generate an image. It's worth pointing out. It's sometimes worth it. Right, okay, so again we've got a number of different options coming up, which might provide the basis if you are doing something on, waves crashing against a road near some mountains. It's given us 4 options there. We can load more. Again, we'll take a little time. And here we are at another series of images which may not be useful. So if you're interested in this, you're going to have to do some digging in how to do prompts. They can be quite useful, but they can be quite complicated. And as I said a bit earlier on, all the AI generators I've seen tend to be fairly generic and tend to make the same errors. So we'll notice something's gone wrong there. Another thing that's often a problem with these is they just can't describe people. The images of people just look terrible. So we might want to start from an image of some people. Right, so in this case we're going to go to upload an image to start. Now it'll open up hopefully, it's already got one there. I didn't want to upload my own one, but that's fine there. Again, we can add various elements. We can add different shapes and backgrounds. So for example, if we have a look at them, should you happen to want to put in an image of a reindeer, you are perfectly entitled to do so. Sometimes a bit hard to grab whichever. We do need to drag it over there, and we can resize it. Again, we can add text. We don't know what happened there. It's a little bit fiddly. So there's our reindeer looking interested at a bottle of some green fluid or other. Okay, so again you can add text, and again the similar things we've seen on text a bit earlier on. You might want to look at the various templates and the information and the various resources that are available. Right, back to the main screen. What I did before was click on the background image and it opened that up with various things that can happen. You can add a slice of orange, but what I wanted to do is click on image to start. Okay, so I've got an image here I found of urban walking. 2 people striding out with Nordic walking poles. I'm not quite sure they need them for a public park. Never mind. Right, now one of the things we can do here is remove the background. Click on that. A little chunk to do itself, and that's obviously quite useful. There's still some little bits here which you may want to erase. There's an eraser there. It's got quite a big brush size, and you've got to be a bit careful about this. You don't want to erase the things you don't want to erase. Be careful, you can do that. Right, so let's make these two enthusiastic walkers any size we want. Right, okay, for the last thing in this video, we'll have a look at text to template, which is a very good way of generating quick posters. Some examples here. We're asking for a poster. It could be lots of other things as well, but for now we'll just look at a poster. So we need to replace this text. We need a poster for a public health event. So we can generate. You'll do quite a lot of chuntering here. Bring your ideas to life, mixing art and science here. It's just propaganda. Let's pause the video. Generating images. And there we go. Not bad. I'm not sure any of them are particularly great. And of course, they're all editable, but we'll generate some more results. Yeah, probably that's quite a good one. I quite like that one. We'll open this up. Template will load, and there we go. From moving that over there has made that actually a little bit more visible. Again, we can change the font. There's a whole range of fonts available over here. There are Adobe's own ones. So when you look thinking about these, you do need to think of them in the context of the British Dyslexia Guidelines Association. I'd say they're probably a little bit too not great in terms of the font chosen there, but we can change it to something different, something probably a little bit more easy to read, so that's a bit better. And again, we can translate that. So we'll put it into, what we put it into this time, we'll put it into finish, why not, I hear you say. Duplicate and translate, and there you go. Public health event in Finland, and it's translated the whole thing while retaining your original. Right, so we'll talk about this in the next upcoming session. The session after that, I'll expect you to have generated some resources to share with us. And other than that, that's all for now. Thank you very much.